Good morning, students. Today I am going to start chapter number 10, India after Independence from History. And today's topics are number 1 is a new and divided nation, and topic number 2 is a constitution is written. So, my dear students, as I told you in my previous explanation about the division of old India into India and Pakistan. So, this topic is the continuation of that division of India. And in this topic, we will study and learn that how India after independence became a complete nation. Okay? So, students, after the division of India and Pakistan, when India became independent in 1947, 15 August. But after independence, our India faced a very great challenges because due to the partition of India and Pakistan, nearly 8 million refugees had come into India from what was now Pakistan. And also, these people had to be found homes and job. And on the other hand, in India, there was about 500 princely states, and each states ruled by Maharaja or Nawab, and each of whom had to be persuaded to join the new nation. But it was very difficult to join the new nation, but for the complete and a great nation, it was very necessary. So, there were divisions between high caste and low caste, between the majority Hindu community and Indians who practiced other faiths also were the major problem in the front of constitution makers or in front of great leaders of India. Because that time the total population of India in 1947 was almost 345 million, and it was also divided on the lower caste, upper caste, Hindu, Muslim, etc. etc. And also, people who are living in different parts of India, they are wearing different dresses, they are speaking their different language, as you know very well that. So, my dear students, that time also people were speaking different languages and wearing different dresses, and also they were following different kind of practices and cultures, etc. And many people still after independence were living in old villages of India, and people after independence who came in big cities of India, they started to live in slums and doing different kind of activities, etc., like barbers, carpenters, weavers, and other services. And also, many migrated people started to live in overcrowded slums, and they all had required to complete their needs and requirement for every day. And also, they have to access to education or healthcare, etc., etc. So, the formation of a new and divided nation just after independence of India was the very difficult task in front of our leaders, because divisions between different sections of India were not healed, and they could result in violent and conflict, like high caste fighting with low caste, Hindus with Muslims, etc. etc. And at the same time, if the fruits of economic development did not reach the broad masses of the population, it could create again new division among the citizens of India just after independence. That's why that time it was very necessary to sort out the problem of job and home for homeless and or unemployed. Okay? After that, your next topic is a constitution is written. So students, as I told you above, that after independence of India, our new India faced a lot of problem among the citizens of India. That's why our great leaders of India was thinking about the formation of a new constitution for every caste, religion, for lower class and upper class people, to sort out the problem among these peoples and to provide job and home for all and equal right for all also. Okay? So, my dear students, due to such things, it was decided to write a constitution for the country. Okay? And after this decision, almost 300 meetings of the Constituent Assembly took place at New Delhi between December 1946 and November 1949. And the participants at these meetings were from different political parties and from different parts of the country. And these discussions resulted in the forming of the Constitution of India, which came into effect on 26 January 1950. Okay? So, according to the Constitution, one feature of the Constitution was universal adult franchise. It means a right to vote was given to all Indians who were above the age of 21. And this was a revolutionary step, and it allowed Indians to choose their leaders according to their wish. Okay? But in other countries like United Kingdom and United States, the right to vote was first granted only to the men of property, and after that educated men were added. But working class men got the right to vote after a very long struggle. And American, British women were granted the right to vote after a very long struggle. But India granted this right to every man and women, irrespective of gender, class, or education. Okay? And the second feature of the Indian Constitution was that each and every citizen of India was equal before the law and caste or religion. And but there was some Hindu people and some people wanted India as a Hindu state by pointing out that Pakistan was formed in order to protect the Muslim rights. But the Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, was of the opinion that it could not and must not become a Hindu Pakistan. Okay? And India has a mixed population of Muslims, Sikhs, Christians, Parsis, and Jains. And according to the new constitution of India, they all were given the same rights as Hindu received, and the same opportunities were also provided for seeking jobs in government or the private sector, and the same rights were given before the law. All right. And after that, the third feature of the Indian Constitution was that it offered special privileges for the poorest and the most neglected and disadvantaged Indians, like the practice of untouchability was abolished, and entry of low cost into the temple was allowed. And my dear students, the Constituent Assembly also recommended that a certain percentage of seats in legislature and in government jobs be reserved for the member of low caste. Okay? After that point, whatever written in Constitution, some people argued that some Harijan candidates did not have enough grades to enter into prestigious Indian administrative service or exams. So, in this series, H.J. Khandekar replied that it was due to operation by the high caste which had continued for so many decades in India, and they had lost the ability to think even. And the Adivasis or scheduled tribes were also granted reservation in seats and jobs according to the third feature of Indian Constitution. It means simply we can say for scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, backward class people and disadvantaged people, for all these the government of India and Indian Constitution granted a right to provide all the facilities and special quotas for all these people for their development. Okay. So students, for above which I told you, for the confirmation of reservation and in civil services and in another administrative services of India, many days were spent in deciding the distribution of powers among the center and government, because some members were the view that power should be given to the provinces also so as to manage the country well, whereas some wanted it to be kept with the center. It means Some members of the Constituent Assembly were in the favor of the formation of center and state government, and some were in the favor of only center government. Okay, but after the discussion, to balance these claims, three lists of subjects were provided by our Indian Constitution, in which union list, state list, and concurrent list. And in union list, it had subjects such as taxes, defense, and foreign affairs, which were the exclusive or total responsibility of the center. And in state list written that related to the education and health, which would be taken care by the state. Alright. And in concurrent list, many subjects has taken, like forest and agriculture were included, which were the joint responsibility of both the central government and state government. Okay, and these three lists prepared by the member of Constituent Assembly according to the new Constitution of India, because a member who were from Mysore, they feared that under the present system, democracy is centered in Delhi and it is not allowed to work in the same sense and spirit in the rest of the country. That's why these three lists prepared by the members of the Constituent Assembly to clear the doubt of peoples who were confused. Okay? After that, the next topic was related to the language, because as I told you, Indian people was speaking different type of languages, and many members wanted to replace English language with Hindi. But some members like T.T. Krishnamachari said that if Hindi would be imposed on the South Indians, then they would get separated from India. So finally, a compromise was reached in which Hindi was taken as the official language of India and English was to be used in the courts, in the services and communication between one state and another. Alright? And my dear student, as I told you, many members and many great leaders of India contributed in the forming of the Constitution. Okay? But the very important and crucial role was played by the chairman of the drafting committee, and he was Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. And student, it was only Dr. Ambedkar under whose supervision the documents was finalized. And in his final speech to the Constituent Assembly, he said that political democracy had to be accompanied by economic and social democracy. And according to him, the mere right of voting would not remove the inequality between rich and poor or between upper and lower caste. That's why he added that the new constitution would face some contradictions, such as the Constitution provided equality among all and the principle of one man, one vote, and one value varies in social life, and the opposite was practiced. Okay? So students, finally, problems were being solved step by step, but that does not mean that they had ended. The new question that arose was how to form states. And for this topic, I will discuss with you in my next explanation. Listen my explanation very carefully, and anywhere if you have any doubt, then consult to me. All right. Thank you and have a nice day.